Talofa faithful, what is up? It's the captain. We are back with another Niner Faithful Week in Review show. It's been a fun week for me. Got fired. So let's get the drink on. We're going to talk some football. We're going to have a good time, and we are going to move on with all the bullshit. So I'm going to hit that intro, and we'll be right back, everybody.
They are at the 44-yard line of the Chargers. Taylor out to the left side. And Ricky Waters to the right. And a play fake. Young goes deep middle. He's got Jerry Rice. Touchdown 49ers. First touchdown of the game. Comes after only a minute and 24 seconds. 44 yards. Touchdown pass to Rice. He sets another record.
You are now tuned in to NFL Weekly News Wrap. Brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
How's it, everybody? Once again, then let's go ahead and just bring TJ up on here. How's it going, TJ? Did you get everything set?
Yeah. Actually, no. I'm doing one last thing. But no, what's cracking, bro? Yeah, I feel you, bro. It's obviously not quite the shitty week that you've had, bro. But your boys.
So here's the thing. I won't lie. I'm gonna admit I made a pretty big fuck up at work. I sent the wrong part to the wrong fucking country, basically. But, so if there's a plane that falls out of the air, it's probably my fault. Because it was a Boeing part. So here's what I understand. Like, I took two pieces with all the paperwork and put them on one side of my truck. I put the other piece on the other side of the paperwork, all the way on the other side of the truck. There was no crossing of paperwork or anything. I labeled everything, put it on the flight, and they go to the wrong country. So I understand why it's probably going to cost my former company about $15,000 to fucking fix it. With international tariffs and all that kind of bullshit. So I get why they fired me. By the way, this is not the first time this has happened to this client that we have done. It's the first time I did it. But it was one of those things like, okay, you know what? We haven't fired anybody yet. We've probably wasted about $70,000 on this bullshit. We have to fire and make a point to somebody. So I get it. I'm not necessarily. I'm mad more at the fact that going over everything that I did. Where did I fuck up? You know what I mean? Yeah, I did everything according step by step. Where did I go wrong to where that's the problem? So, like I said, I already had my pity me day about it. Thank you everybody who's reached out for me and all that kind of shit. Like with media on this one. How's it doing there, my brother? So yeah, let's just move on with shit. The other people in the house tonight, we got Mr. John LaJoy. What's up, my dude? I'm pretty sure he is going to be doing a show a little bit later. We got Darwin in the show. How's it going, my brother? Thank you for showing up. For those guys, I know everybody knows everybody. Darwin is mostly a Ravens content creator. He hangs out with us in all the 49er content stuff. So good people. TJ, how was your week?
Yeah, just got the circus. I actually went to go see the show. So for y'all who don't know, I'm working through a temp agency for Circus Soleil. Went and saw the show.
Always a carny.
Yeah, I'm a carny. So yeah, you know what? It was funny. One day I was sitting on my lunch. I'm smoking a cigarette and I'm kind of just looking up at the tent, and it kind of hit me like I was like, bro, I'm a carny. Like I work at a fucking carnival. My nigga, like Joker's kind of always been my favorite supervillain. So
there we go. And TJ is frozen up pretty hardly right now. We'll see what happens. So it's funny. So the reason why we're late is because every Friday, for some reason, my PC decides to take a shit and not work. Like I said, I've been on this PC nonstop since I got fired, looking for jobs, setting up the resume, all that kind of stuff. Literally, we're going through the second part of the show.
No idea what the hell.
My PC restarts. I was just saying it's kind of funny that my PC does the thing. Yours is doing it now. So With our drinking show, what you sipping on this week?
Yeah, so we got the 7-Up and a shot of peach schnapps.
Ooh, some peach schnapps.
Roberto. Anyway, so anyway, went and saw the show. What you got? Mike's Hard.
It's Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Keep it classic, bro. Keep it classic. So went and saw the show. Figured if we had to pay for everything, we would have spent about $700.
Seriously?
Ended up only, yeah. We got 4 tickets for free.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up getting, even though we were only supposed to get 2, we ended up getting like 5 free popcorns. But we ended
Popcorn
up
is delicious.
my girl's mom ended up buying like 2 of them. Got a Slurpee for all 4 of us, or a slushy. But anyway, my girl bought me a donut, a fucking $8 donut. Bought me a donut. So sipping a Crown and Coke.
Good man, drink right there, buddy.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. If I wasn't running pretty low on it, I was actually gonna make me a Henny sour.
Yeah.
And if
my wife bought my alcohol for this week. So
the only whiskey we have is this mysteriously whiskey that my girl is like, babe, I don't know how the hell we got this. I don't know when we got it. I don't know what it is. So we're all kind
mystery
of
whiskey. That sounds like its own show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. So, you know what? Maybe one day we'll do during the dead period we'll do an episode. T tries the mystery whiskey, but tonight I don't think it's the night. But yeah. So anyway, only ended up spending a little less than $200. So I figured if you could go for about a $700 experience for $200, that's not bad at all. Would I pay $700 to do all that? Hell no. But for a free show and everything like that, wasn't bad. But yeah, no,
I've been to it twice, a long time ago, but I've seen Cirque du Soleil twice. It's been a while, but
it's an acrobatic show.
Yeah, it's cool. Like it's kind of looking at flippity,
yeah.
flip.
I'll put you through some shit. Like there's some shit that I'm like, look, if anybody dedicated their life, they could do that, right? Like there's this hula hoop girl, right? For example, like it's dope what she does, but it's like if you dedicated your life to do that, anybody could do that, right? They can learn how to hula hoop like that. But I ain't gonna lie, the contortionist, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They can do some things. It's like you're born that way, bro. Like you're born that way. God bless you. That's a talent that, like I always say, like, why is LeBron such a great basketball player? Because not everybody that's 6'8", damn near 300 pounds, 285 pounds, can run like a gazelle and jump out of a gym. You just won the genetic lottery. That girl just won the genetic lottery. But anyway,
she's been.
I'm ready to talk some UDFAs because
all right,
I'm a little excited about.
Well, do you want to do that one first or the other part first?
All right, let's do the Alden. Let's do the Alden.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, Alden Smith, obviously former 49er, Alden Smith did quite a long interview. I want to say the entire thing was about an hour long with Matt Miyoko this week, and I just want to me, I mean, there's many points you want to go with it, but to me, there was about a 1 minute clip that I found quite interesting. So we're gonna go and play this one.
Back on your NFL career, those 4 years with the 49ers, then going to the Raiders, and then a gap of several years, and then the Cowboys. I know from the outside, a lot of people say, "Man, what he could have been." How do you look at your career?
I enjoyed it. I was good at playing football, but I wasn't a good football player. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Explain that.
So as far as the game is concerned, I was, in my opinion, one of the best at when I was doing it. But being a football player is, in my opinion, a responsibility and something that you need some discipline and just direction and help and God. There's just a lot that goes into it, and it has to be, you know, that's who you are, and by that I mean that's just you live your life accordingly to that. And so, like I said, I was one of the best at playing football, but as far as being a good football player, I had some things that I needed to work on and lessons I needed to learn.
All right, so that was Alden Smith talking about that. For those of y'all who forget, Alden Smith was he was Bosa but better. He was faster than Bosa. He was more he had more of a presence in the running game aspect of things. And it's funny to hear and slightly disheartening at the same time that he knows that at the time he was damn good. But at the same time, it's like he didn't know how to conduct himself as a professional football player. Obviously, when you get to that level, you're not just playing ball anymore. It's now you are your own personal business kind of a thing. Excuse me. And it makes me wonder, where were the leaders of that team to where it seems like no one was like, hey, man, this is how we got to do this. And, you know, maybe we're wrong, you know, or maybe I'm wrong saying that. Maybe he just didn't listen. That's also when you're young and dumb kind of a thing. But like I said, it's just quite interesting hearing him say the fact that I was good at football, but I was a terrible football player.
You know, I know Cowboy tried to take him under his wing a little bit, but, you know, these are grown men, you know, who have some responsibility. And, you know, I often say this about Tupac. And I feel that Tupac is very, very misjudged in the fact that he's forever immortalized as 25 years old.
Yep.
You know, and 25 young, dumb, full of cum, as they say, right?
Yep.
And
been there, done that, got the shirt.
Yep. Same here. I would have to look up Alden's age, but he's definitely not 25. And I said, you know, you never got to see Tupac as a 54 or 50 something, whatever he would be right now, OG. You feel me? Who maybe calm down a little bit. They say you calm down as you get younger or older. Calm down a little bit, got wise, you know, went through some
things.
Could
you imagine just a conversation with Tupac? I mean, you could already tell that he was maturing before his passing, right? Before he died. But, man, could you imagine talking to him like now?
Now? Look, bro, honestly,
Dude, man.
One of the things I look forward to, if, you know, you are able to communicate with people when you go and you're able to communicate people from the past, like whatever happens, like Pac is one of the people that I like. Look, I don't like to get show by conspiracy side too much on the show and everything like that, bro. But Tupac was murdered for very specific reasons, bro. I think Tupac would have been, I think a lot of things would be different. Yeah. Anyway, and so
changes, man. What
changes? Hey,
it was one of my favorite Tupac songs.
See, and this is what I love about Pac is that my mom will fuck with some of my rap music and everything like that. My mom's generally, if that's where I get my music love from. Actually, both my parents are generally like, I don't give a fuck what kind of genre it is. If I like the song, I like the song.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, my dad's picked me up before playing Judas Priest. For those who don't know, my dad's a black one, my mom's a white one. Most of the songs that I would listen to growing up were Motown records because my mama grew up in Detroit during the 60s. You know what I'm saying? And early 70s. So my mama, I listened to a lot of Marvin Gaye, you know, that type of music from my mother. So I grew up with a very, you know, but I remember playing my mom a Dear Mama, right? For Mother's Day one year. And my mom started crying and she goes, damn, T, that's our life. Replace a few lyrics here and there. You know what I'm saying? But like my mama, you know what I'm saying? Like Pac really spoke to her at that moment. I tell people, hey, go listen to 16 on Death Row. That was actually one of the first Tupac songs I remember hearing. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn. So what I appreciate about this interview is seeing, let me go look up how old he is right now. Oh, dude.
He's probably what, 34, 35 or somewhere like that. But yeah, so
Probably, I would say Alden Smith. He was
so to get into
born
context, so Bruce Smith, they did
1989. So that makes him 35.
it.
So I appreciate.
What is 0.8 sacks a game?
I think we lost
game.
Jason again.
No, I'm still here. Sounds
I
like
think, yeah, I
might
think we
have
lost Jason again. We'll get him back. But what I was trying to say was, okay, we got you back,
Who
bro.
did we lose? I never left. You still here?
Okay, that must be my computer. Okay. I have to have my girl. I have to have my girl.
Yeah, I got to work on this shit, man.
Yeah. There's some things we have to do off air, y'all. I think my computer is really suffering from the draft, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think the Wi-Fi and the computer are anyway. So what I really appreciate about this interview is Alden being 35 years old to be able to speak and being able to be a little bit more mature, growing up a little bit, had the world, lost it all,
Mm-hmm. Literally went to hell and back, man.
Went to hell and back. I'm actually really interested too, because I knew people that went to some Alden Smith parties, back in the day. And
I've heard about Alden Smith parties. There was a damn good party.
They're buck wild. Look, I think Alden Smith, I mean, we all know Ray McDonald and his issues, Bruce Smith. Not Bruce Smith.
Bruce Smith was a very holy man. He was of good nature.
Not Bruce Smith. Bruce Miller. What did I say?
Bruce Miller. Okay.
Bruce Miller. But I think the poster boy of the wild, crazy Harbaugh era Niners, Alden Smith's kind of got to be the poster boy of that, right?
Yeah.
And
he was also probably the baby of the group. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
So
look, I think Alden is a very, like, I remember Vince, the lead singer for Motley Crue, Vince Neil.
Yeah.
He said, he goes, I'm a poor kid from East LA. Right? Like, I'm from the hood. What the hell are you gonna do? He goes, got an $80,000 check for if you're from East LA from the hood. What the hell? And you're 21 years old. What the hell are you gonna do with an $80,000 check?
Right.
I went through similar. Look, I maybe wasn't. Look, I was nowhere near as wild and crazy as Alden Smith, but I also didn't have nearly as much money. But I went through my crazy party college phase. You feel me? The dorms was cracking, bro. Look, the reason they don't do that program anymore, I'm not gonna say I'm the reason, but I'm definitely a symptom of it. I was brought up in the conversation.
Another really cool point with this interview, and like I said, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, please go watch it.
I'm gonna watch it after the
show. So there's a part where there's Joe Staley and Trent Williams, and they're sitting there. Staley is interviewing Williams, and he's like, "I want you to name the player you hated going up against, like, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Both of them said Alden Smith instantly. There was no hesitation between the two. I'm like, either that was planned, which I don't think it was, or that tells you that even Trent Williams, as good as he is and the pedestal that we put that man on, feared Alden Smith.
And that's Trent Williams in the beginning of his career. So that's like prime Trent Williams,
Yeah. So all right, we're going to do a quick ad read, and then we'll go.
Yeah. Go ahead. We'll run through it.
We're going to do a quick run through of our ads real quick, and then we will get into our OOFDAs.
Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. For the Faithful, by the Faithful, off-season sale is happening now. Save 20% on all For the Faithful, by the Faithful season 1 through 3 gear now through June 30th. Go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/shop to save. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at NinerFaithfulRadio.us/tip jar. Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful, by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join. We
All right.
like to thank all our sponsors for fucking with your boys.
Yep. And I'm really hoping that something comes really good that we had talked about earlier in our chat that it was applied to by me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's bro, if that happened, yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. If that can happen, bro, that's some things.
Well, I'll be moving.
Yeah,
I will be moving.
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into our UFTAs, and the reason why I say UFTA like that because UFA in Samoan is basically fuck you. So I love the word UFTA. You know, there's UFTA with a T. And in Norwegian or Scandinavian, one of those, northern European countries, I forget what it's also an insult, but it's not fuck you. Oh, I had an ex once who used to say oofta all the time. I can't remember what it means off the top, so it's kind of funny. All right, so the first one we got is Evan Anderson, defensive tackle from FAU. We obviously like this kid because we gave him a gang of money up front, and basically he's going to be on this team practice squad wise. Who knows about whether or not he makes the active roster and all that kind of stuff, but he is definitely on the roster for the entirety of the season. We paid him much money, so pretty physical guy. You can say what you want about playing at FAU with the competition there and everything, but he's a big old boy. He's one of those country style. You almost saying. Obviously, I don't know much about him, but yeah, country strong. But I mean, you see, still got a little gut on him. But I like my defensive lineman with a little bit of gut on him. Not everybody has to be, a solid 295 pounds kind of thing. But yeah, like I said, we obviously like him. Played quite a bit in college. Seems to move pretty quickly. Did a nice little front flip into his pool after he got signed with us. So yeah, we should probably a name, but we should all be taking a good look at.
So, stats wise, I got a little bit of stats on him. 4 year total years in college, he had 89 tackles, 84 stops, and 27 stops last year. So, I was just telling Jason off air. I was telling Jason off air. I said, "Look, that first half of the NFC Championship game looks a lot different. If he was out there, if he's what we think he could be,
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people who aren't Niner fans, and don't follow the Niners closely as our listeners and we do." Would say what the fuck undrafted free agents, and we've had some success with some undrafted free agents.
We sure have.
And so him, and then of course a few players that we'll get to a little later. But this is somebody I'm definitely keeping my eye on. In case he hasn't heard it, paging Kalia Davis.
Yeah. I mean,
out.
it's almost like they want Kalia Davis and this Evan Anderson to kind of like be the future because the guys we have up front in the middle, they're not necessarily young. They're all on short contracts. We definitely need to get young. If there's a spot I'm worried about age-wise, It's definitely the interior lineman position because we definitely get a little long in the tooth on that one. But here we go. We got a couple of young guys.
Which is why I thought we would go Johnny Newton.
Yeah. What's up, Ryan? How's it going, my dude? Thank you very much
Ryan?
for joining us.
What's cracking?
And Ryan just joining us for some of our draft coverage over last weekend. Appreciate you for showing up for that, my dude. Make sure everybody goes over to No Border Sports and show him some love on his channel, please.
Yeah, no, that was definitely.
What's up?
My bad. I got a text from my boss. My bad.
Gotcha.
So, anyway, no, that was definitely fun, and we'll actually try to set it up where we know when people are going to come on and we can promote.
What's up, Mr. Eric? How's it going, my brother?
I had a blast. When we were having
guests. Fun.
It was a little bit of struggle on Saturday. I ain't gonna lie, but Thursday and Friday we're cracking.
All right, the next guy that we got, I know that a lot of you guys are really excited about. I'm not. And that is the son of 49ers great Terrell Owens, Tariq Owens. I don't see it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Last year, he had 528 yards. Like 150 of them came in one game. The hell was he doing the rest of the year? Only had 4 touchdowns in 3 years. Why is this other than the size, which there's 50 other wide receivers that had much more production than him in college, why are we getting so hyped about it?
Well,
I truly do not get
the story behind him. They only ran the ball about 8 times, or they only threw the ball about 8 times a game at his school.
Okay.
Now, look, I want to say this. Do I think, is he his dad? No. He's not his father. There was a reason his father was a 3rd draft pick and he went undrafted. Now, he signed as an undrafted free agent pro day.
Yeah.
And he has practice squad written all over him. And, I think Luke McCaffrey and him were John Lynch. Yeah, I do believe in bloodlines and all that. It was and Tariq Owens that were basically who John Lynch were talking about. They had 7 opportunities. More. They had 8 opportunities to take Brendan Rice and didn't. And the same with Frank Gore Jr. Now, I don't know.
I didn't think he was going to be that high either.
I'm just saying. And I don't know if they extended an undrafted free agent offer to Frank Gore and he just chose to go to Buffalo, because I think that everybody kind of had the idea that Frank Gore Jr. would be as dedicated to the Niners as his father. And honestly, besides my pop, made his hay and all that, I would doubt, was he even alive? Or no, he was, because you see a picture of him in a NFC Championship t-shirt when we beat the Falcons. There's a picture of him and Frank on the field. But I bet you majority of his life, or at least the majority of the life he can remember, his dad wasn't on the Niners.
Yeah, that's true.
His dad wasn't on the Niners. And so I don't believe well, yeah. Facts. But yeah, no, we're gonna get to him. I'm a little nervous about Grendo, and we talked about it, but yeah. Anyway, we'll get to that discussion, and just a little programming update for y'all. Jason and I kind of discussed it a little bit this week, so we're gonna start our position breakdowns for camp on Tuesday. Since this is the last Friday show, that's just what we're gonna rock with up until camp. Obviously, whenever the schedule comes out, we'll interrupt that, and whatever that follow, we'll go ahead and we'll just review the schedule that day. But so we'll get to running backs here. Here in a sec, the full position breakdown. But yeah, no, I love him. But yeah, I have no problem with the practice squad and saying beef him up a little bit and see what he can be, because it's we refreshed the D line. Are we getting ready to refresh the same? I mean, when you think about it,
Yes. I know where you're going. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, this football team's going to look a little bit different, probably a lot different next year.
It's going to get quite a facelift next season.
So this is why Niner fans should be fired up, because we're not incompetent and we prepare for this. This is where I see Tariq Owens, if he's going to be anything, showing up 2025, 2026. I see no problem with it. Wouldn't be surprised if he's a Niner fan. He grew up here in the Bay.
Yeah. I just don't get the hype. He's already being crowned and, going to make the raw. I'm like, he wasn't that great.
Because he's T.O.'s son.
I know. And but I've tried telling that people. And
people are scouting the last name, not the player.
Yeah. So, real quick, Eric, just so you know, you're talking about Cordy Schrazer. Just so you know, I really hate your guys in the Seahawks because y'all got Brian Murphy, and that kid is going to terrorize the NFL for years to come. Oh, man, I hated when I saw Brian Murphy going to the Seahawks so badly. All right, next up on the list, we've got DB Jalen Mahoney. To be honest, there wasn't much to look up, but you know what? Look at all the accolades this guy comes with. You know what I mean? He comes with everything. Team captain. He's actually team captain like 3 times. Honorable mention as all SEC. I mean, it's the SEC. Anything coming out of the SEC is going to be pretty good. Looks like TJ is gone again. Tied for 4th in the program history, 70 career pass breakups. So the team has 6 pass breakups last season. Second on the team with tackles. So that means this guy is not afraid to get in there and start tackling. You're my homie. Yeah, they're going to start doing that. My homie tackles Mahomes or some crap like that. I could already see that. So I mean, it looks like a very experienced guy. Obviously, kind of start off as practice squad, special teams kind of a guy, and TJ seems to have left once again. So we'll see how this guy turns out. Let's take this version of TJ out. That way he's not sitting there. What? Hey, so it's your turn to have problems on Friday night. Yay, it's not me.
Yeah, no. If that happens again, bro, I'm gonna have my girl reset the internet. My bad, y'all. Fucking A. Bring me back to doing shit in the mall days. But
so
yeah,
real quick.
I mean, I didn't get much info on him, but
Pimp down.
Man down. Yeah. Pimp down, pimp in distress. Anyway, cool. I mean, you come with that type of accolades. That tells me that you're respected by your team.
Yeah.
And look, if what I might have to adjust my opinion. And did you watch John Lynch on McAfee?
I caught part of it. I didn't catch the whole thing.
I sent the video to the chat, but really, it's more insightful to like how he became our GM, and learning more of that backstory is more of the interesting part of the interview. But if you're looking to get secrets into who's going to make the roster, yeah. But it is interesting to watch. But and you definitely learn, like, damn, John Lynch is kind of good at what he does,
I mean,
So
when you run the game for that long, I would think
yeah,
that you.
like,
It's not like you
it's
took a
just
break.
kinda, I just almost seem to forget, because it's just so, yeah, it's Lynchahan, bro. This is the most stable we've had, since
Yeah.
probably the Walsh, So, it's just kind of ingrained in you, but you almost forget, like, anyway. So rush over coverage or
Yep.
coverage over
I like the
rush.
fact that with him being second in the team in tackles, he puts his nose down, he'll get in there. I can appreciate that from a DB. All right, next one on the board, and probably the one I am the most
Yeah.
excited about on the UFTAs is a center from Michigan, Drake Nugent. This guy was all Big 10, 12, whatever the hell it is this year. I don't remember with all the realignment and everything. He was
It
the All Big
changes
10
every
center of
other
the year. Yeah. So, I mean, I know we've talked about, like maybe putting Feliciano at center. Will Dominic Cooney move to center? All that kind of stuff. We want to upgrade over Brendel. Want to get younger, with Brendel there. This is someone that we should definitely be looking at. He's pretty good across the board. Nothing stands out to where he's terribly great. But yeah, let's see what he does in a year or two. Depending on how Brendel. If Brendel shits the bed, then we ought, maybe we automatically go into him. What's up, Mr. McNiner? How's it, my brother? And then every time the McNiner is in the house. So long. So, yeah, your thoughts on picking up what's possibly our long-term answer at center? And TJ has taken himself out. Not sure what's going on with him. Let's see. He's still there. But yeah, so that's Drake Nugent. I would definitely like to see how he turns out. Again, he's the guy that I am most looking forward to seeing out of all of our unrestricted free agents that we did sign. Next is probably the one most people are excited about. This is going to be Cody Schrader. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying that. Running back out of Missouri. Led the league, led the country in rushing. And man, he is tiny. He is fast. If there is ever somebody who you would just consider to be like a Mighty Mouse, it is definitely going to be him. Isn't as fast as you would think someone like him would be, but he's fast enough. Comes from the same style of running game. Let's see TJ looking down. I'm not sure if he's jumping back in or not. But yeah, this is probably one of the most exciting guys that we've had. Definitely does his pass blocking better than probably some of the other guys, which says a lot because he's only ranked down there about 49th or so. Another position that I foresee a lot of changing going into next season, along with the DBs, the wide receivers, is going to be this running back room, because the running back room right now is pretty. Of course, we got CMC up front. This Elijah Mitchell make it past training camp. JP Mason can't block for shit apparently, which is the reason why he doesn't see the field. We got Isaac Guerrero, which I still like the idea of him moving towards more of a fullback kind of a role. And then we got Cody Schrader, so we got quite a bit of going on in the running back room right now. You good, TJ?
I reset the internet, so hopefully we're a lot better here. So real quick, just on Nugent, over 2,300 snaps at center, 12 in his career, 12 hurries, 5 sacks, 2 hits, and played for the national champions. And from what I heard from everybody, not many L's on his tape.
No, there's not. Like I said, he's the one I'm most excited about.
Yeah, obviously watching some Michigan players this year, just because it was like, okay, you got to watch the national champs to get ready for the draft.
Not to mention Jim Harbaugh.
I almost want a Chargers Niners Super Bowl just so I could hear Harbaugh quotes and what I'm saying? Just get my little.
Man, that would just be something, man. Because that was just there's a lot of people who would like today that because issues with Kyle's style of coaching and everything. There's a lot of people who would drop Kyle in a heartbeat to go back to Harbaugh. instantly, guaranteed. TJ there again, or what's going on? I'm thinking. Oh no, he's back.
God damn it. Yeah, bro. So, yeah, there are people that I believe there are plenty of Niner fans out there that would drop Kyle in a heartbeat for Harbaugh.
Okay, let's try and since we're having the issues, let's try and knock these next ones out pretty quickly and just call it a night.
Yeah. Let's go through it. Yeah, let's go.
All right, Cody Schrader. I gave my thoughts. What's your thoughts on him?
Honestly, I think he might be better than Isaac Guerrero as a running back. Now we'll have a discussion about fullback and everything when we break down running backs. But yeah, not the fastest, but we don't need the fastest running fast enough, and we don't need the fastest running backs. We just need running backs that are good to do at doing what we ask them to do. And I don't know if it's arrogance at this point when Kyle literally, Joe, we're going to take a running back in the fourth and it's not going to work out. It's like he's making fun of it, yet he's doing it. And this might very well turn out how it turns out. So I don't know if this is Kyle basically just telling people, fuck you, I can do what I want, you know?
There's a whole lot of ego going into that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Is that going to be Kyle's downfall? But,
could be.
I mean, it's really hard to see though, bro. Just real quick, I know we're gonna bust through these. It's really hard to see just the Pat McAfee when they were listing John Lynch's accomplishments as our GM. You know, for fucking 10-win seasons plus win season. I was just like, damn, that's some. We're experiencing a pretty damn good run of Niner football. You know,
yeah, it's been a good 5-6 years.
It's starting to look like this run might be better than the Harbaugh one.
I would say right now it's a better run. Right now, straight up, it's a better run. Mostly because while we have had some highs, we had highs and lows for each regime, but there hasn't been such volatility. That's one thing with the Harbaugh is it was such volatility with
up and down.
We've had up and downs, but it's more like up, down. Harbaugh was, so
very like the stock market. It's when you look at it a day to day, season by season, it might be a little like this. But when you look at the course of what's been the Lynch-Ahan era, it's been a pretty consistent climb up. I get exactly what you're saying.
We've had a few bad seasons with because of injuries and stuff like that, but otherwise it's been a pretty positive thing.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I think if you would have talked to us in 2017, if you and I can go back to our past 2017 selves and told you this is what Niner football is going to be like from 2017 to 2023, you and I would have, of course, but you and I would take this, Jason. In 2017, you and I would take this.
I'd settle all for a Super Bowl, though.
I would too.
Big Niner, I'd give it all up for a Super Bowl. Miss Veronica, how's it going, sister?
I'll message you later, love. But yeah, I would trade it. It was so funny. You see the age angst between Brian and myself because I remember having him on the show one time and telling him, would you guarantee playoffs every 10 years but no championships, or 9 rough seasons but you win a championship? And he goes, I'll take the 10. The 10 years of guaranteed playoffs. I said, no, bro, I take fucking one championship in 9 years of sucking. And it was so funny. You can see the age difference. Like, bro, trust me, you're young. You haven't had the pain I've had to go through over the last 30 years.
And you don't get that. You can't. It's nice to see division titles and be in the playoffs every year and all that kind of stuff. You don't replace winning a championship.
I'm so just one. Like, look, I know the Giants are doing a lot better than people would think of, but like, I've relaxed so much on Giants baseball, just knowing like I watched my team win 3 world championships.
Yeah.
Like my perspective
You're
on Giants,
kind of satisfied with it almost to an extent.
it's not sad. Like, of course, I want to win a championship every year.
Yeah,
but it's like at the end of the day, like when people talk shit, it's like, bruh, I watched my team be the best team in baseball, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And
Like,
had a
that's
and we're in the playoffs.
That's something like
another
the Bears
year. Like,
argue with you. Just be like, look, what's your team done ever?
yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Tanner
All right.
Mordecai.
Tanner Mordecai, obviously the coolest name that we probably have on the name. There's just something cool about Mordecai.
Yeah, I like that.
It's kind of weird. He didn't have a whole lot of touchdowns or anything when he's at Wisconsin, but man, when he was at SMU, he was slinging it all over. Watching some of his highlights back then at SMU reminded me of like a Brock when he was over at Iowa State. Not sure how he turns out. Maybe he's a long-term backup to Brock Purdy, but not his intangibles. He's probably roughly right about where Brock was when he came out of college.
I mean, I'm curious to see how it works out because the now the third quarterback can be brought off the practice squad.
Yeah,
you know. So
and by the way, this dude is quick.
4.56. I think it was 4.56.
4.46.
But the interesting part about it is no more than 310 yards rushing in the season. So that got me a little curious about that. Oh, Cody Schrader, real quick, 851 yards after contact. Yeah, give me some of that.
Yeah.
But so I really think, honestly, everybody's been talking about Correndo. I think Cody Schrader might be the JP Mason replacement. Runs with the physicality, but can pass block better. Anyway, look at work. Dobbs is our backup. Brock's our starter.
Allen's just there for this point.
Yeah, if we're talking about either Brandon Allen or Tanner Mordecai coming into ball games this season,
I'm worried.
Yeah, we got some issues, bro. Either way, so if they simply got rid of Brandon Allen, just say, hey, we'll take the younger, cheaper quarterback that's got slightly more upside, or at least potential. I shouldn't say upside, but potential. Fine. You know me, bro. I'm of the Bill Walsh era. You can never have too many quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And as a fan base, we should never, ever look. Worst feeling I've ever felt in sports was the NFC Championship game against the Eagles. Worst feeling I've ever had as a faithful. I don't ever want to feel that ever again. God damn it. Did we lose Jason or did Jason lose me? Can everybody hear me or can everybody hear Jason? I don't know which one of us is frozen. Somebody let me know in the comments. I don't even know if we'll put this out as a podcast. Christ. Okay. So it was Jason this time. Or the future starter after Brock gets traded. Come on, David. Come on, bruh. But yeah. So, okay. Awesome. So it wasn't Jason. So we'll go ahead and just want to give you through some of my stats, and we'll have Jason run through the rest of his shit. Oh, speak of the devil.
Shit, dude. I'm telling you, I'm about to toss this thing out the fucking window.
Can't hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
1 second. My headphones restarted.
Oh. All right. So then we really got to fly through this where we have more fuck ups like that.
I know. All right, let's go. Mordecai.
Good end. Interesting. Has come with some physical attributes and everything like that. I don't know how far he's going to go on this roster right now. Obviously, we've got Kittle. I think Braden Willis is going to establish himself as the number 2. Who the hell is with Cameron 2? So, but he's definitely got some Kittle attributes to himself.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get tight end too some point. So we drafted somebody last year. signed an undrafted free agent this year and signed a veteran free agent. If one of these motherfuckers, and drafted 2 tight ends last year, actually, if one of these motherfuckers ain't tight end too, that's just a curse. Like, that's the universe balancing out. Like, motherfucker, you got George Kittle in the 5th round. You're never going to be able to draft a tight end under this regime ever again. Like, if you take 4 tight ends in 2 years. All right. Next. Who else do we got? That's
next is going to be Brayson Mays out of let's see, this one's SMU. This is an old picture of him. 6'4", 305 pounds. Really didn't give up a sack ever in his career. Pretty much, you're talking about, it's pretty damn impressive to not give one up.
9.13 relative athletic score. 55th out of 619 centers since 1987. Nugent is we've seen it over the course of college. Mays is he's really athletic, and we think that maybe we can he's moldable clay. I feel Nugent's more of, he is what he is, just needs to get a little stronger or whatever. Mays is more of the moldable clay.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about both of them. Look, I think coming out of the draft, the one thing is clear. The Niners look at center and guard as way more of an issue than it. I think that's extremely clear.
Oh, yeah. They don't look at it like we do. And you can just obviously say we're not even close to that. All right, folks. I think at this point we are just calling it. TJ as soon as we completely. Nope, now he's back.
Yeah, no, let's just call it, bro.
Yeah, so again, to everybody, sorry for all the issues that we were having tonight with all this crap.
We'll get it better next week, y'all.
Appreciate for you guys sticking out with us. We will be back Tuesday we start our position breakdowns. This may or may not be the last Friday night show for a while. I don't know if we're going to take, because we don't know what we're going to do for it, because I don't want to beat a dead horse to death, and we've got to kind of string along content till the beginning of training camp. So maybe we'll just do like a gaming thing on Friday or something. But like I said, we're not quite sure. So
if y'all want to drop suggestions, y'all want to hit us up on suggestions, maybe we'll do a trivia night. Maybe one random night. Maybe we'll prepare a random Friday after the circus is done. Maybe we'll do a random Friday. We'll do that draft idea, all-time Niner draft idea.
Oh yeah, I got you. But yeah, like I said, we haven't quite decided what exactly we're doing. So for all intents and purposes, we're kind of shutting down the Friday show. But it will be back in effect 100% once training camp starts. So don't. Yeah, like I said, we don't want to beat it to death and be terrible content. Yeah. So
we're bouncing things off the wall, see what sticks this year, y'all. August 9th, by a fact, we will be we'll start, because we assume by then we're definitely going to have a preseason game to review or preview.
Yeah.
So all right, brother. We'll catch you on the
again. Yep. Till Tuesday, bro.
Yay.
Thank you again, everybody, for all the issues that we've had tonight. Y'all stuck it through. Y'all the real MVP. Until Tuesday and everything else, welcome back, TJ. Bye if you're tired. Tele lava. One love, faithful.